Did you see that? Alright, we'll talk about that in a bit. But first I'd like to ask you to watch to the end, and if you think I've earned it, please consider liking and subscribing. In any case, let's get this one started. Now, there's a strange property to these blocks as I've noticed. As you can see, Byleth's down B pushes Byleth back, causing him to fall off stage. Now this normally doesn't happen when down B connects to a character, so I was thinking maybe it could behave like a shield. However, we can't really test that as Byleth's down B will break shields no matter what. Now Byleth's fully charged arrow has got to be one of the strongest projectiles in the game, if not the strongest, and yet nothing. Even weaker blocks aren't broken. Could this mean certain projectiles won't do any damage to Steve's blocks? As I've shown you, they do break with other moves, and as you've seen in your own matches, I'm sure you've noticed that. So I think this might be something that needs to be patched out. And speaking of patching, notice Steve's model has a unique texture when it comes to his metal form. Unlike other characters whose metal form has a sort of reflective texture, Steve seems to be missing. This is, as of now, unknown to why his render is this way and only uniquely this way. I do want to make notice though that it does change his weapons to metal as well. The swing animation retains whatever material he's using, in this case diamond, but the weapon itself will be metal. This is also true for his golden form in both the weapon animation and the fact that it lacks a reflective texture, and even when getting doused in ink by Stinkling. However, I did notice that the star item works the same as all other characters. I realize this isn't a texture change, but it is a change to the model nonetheless. So it's kind of strange that metal, gold, and ink don't have a reflective texture, despite the rest of the cast having reflective textures in their transformations. Moving on. Check this cool little detail. I'm wasting material in this clip, and I'm smashing the crafting table to show you one little thing. Without any material, Steve cannot spawn a crafting table onto stage. However, once he begins mining, and the timer for a new table has passed, he will automatically spawn a table for use. And of course, I'm gonna point out the obvious, if you have material, you can spawn a new material by shield and B. But it's a nice little callback to his original series where you needed material, I believe wood and iron, in order to create a crafting table in Minecraft. So it seems to be a cool little callback to that game, even if it is a little bit of a setback. And since we already have Falco out, I need to show you something. Down smash can be reflected by a reflector. This basically means that it's a projectile. Now this does not work with up smash, despite it being a separate object that looks more like a projectile. It also doesn't work with Steve's fishing rod. You can reflect the minecart, which will carry the same properties of the command grab, and it will cart you away. The TNT itself will get reflected, but only pushed. However, the blast itself can be reflected, and of course, down tilt can also be reflected. But that's Falco. Pockets are a thing, so I put my favorite mayor Isabel, side note, come visit her dream island, and tried to see if she could pocket certain things from Steve. A surprise that many of these are actually pocketable. Down tilt can be pocketed and thrown back, and it'll be thrown back in the exact same way no matter where in the animation you pocket it from. You cannot pocket up smash, unfortunately, although I think this would have been a great way for her to combo into up air. You can't pocket blocks. It's a bit of a letdown, but it makes sense. I'm not too sure what one block would do for Isabel, but you never know. The cart can be pocketed, but a notice, when it is thrown back, it will not act like Falco's reflect. It seems Isabel's pocket will make a projectile her own rather than a reflection. And maybe this is why when she tosses it back, it hits instead of carries the command grab property. Oh, and also I tested and she can't ride in the cart. When she throws it, she's intangible to it. I was hoping you could pocket up B as a way to gimp a Steve player, or just to have as a tool, but no cigar. Down smash can be pocketed, down air can be pocketed as well, and TNT can be pocketed. However, TNT will not have a detonation plate when you place it out, and it'll only explode with a timer, when it's being attacked, or if Steve himself lays a pressure plate. But wait, that's just Isabel and Villager. The Earthbound boys have an absorb mechanic, so what can they absorb? So let's go through them. Down tilt will heal. Down smash will heal as well. Up smash won't heal, nor do the carts, nor the up B. And of course, TNT will not absorb. However, the blast from the TNT will absorb completely without damaging Lucas. This might suggest that Lucas and Ness can land on a pressure plate with down B being held, and heal from the blast while not being knocked. So this kinda does make Steve's TNT useless, and makes it super OP for Lucas and Ness. And as far as I know, that seems to be it for what you can do with Steve's toolkit as far as projectiles and what can be considered a projectile. And last fact of the day, there has been some notes of Steve's down air acting like a sort of floor. So I wondered what that would do with a POW block. And lo and behold, if you use down air and somebody throws a POW block, it will affect Steve and it will send Steve flying. Well, I mean, depending on damage. But I think it's interesting that when Steve down airs, the POW block will affect him and damage him. Oh wait, one more bonus thing. I was right. Spiders are in the game. They're in the background. I said they weren't shown in the presentation, and Sakurai didn't mention them and talk about them, but I knew they might be in the game, and guess what? They're in the game. I was right. My predictions, well, not all of them, but this one was right. And that's pretty much it for today. I have a lot of other facts to go through, but I figured I might get this one out there as quickly as I can. I'm gonna do another one as quickly as I can. I just don't have a lot of time right now. So I figured a short and sweet one is a lot better than a longer one that would take weeks to come out. And so I'm gonna leave you with this. In any case, I hope you guys enjoy that. It was really interesting to me, so I hope it's really interesting to you. And I hope it's worthy of a like and a subscribe from you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and see you guys later.